thank you everybody for Happy Homebrew Wednesday. What's been happening? I won. Yeah, I won the traditional Bock competition. It was last Thursday. Yeah, out of the 10 traditional Bock. Out of the 10 traditional Bocks that went in, mine came out on the top. So it's like, awesome. Apparently I got a text saying I won by a landslide as well, so that's really interesting. Anyway, so that was a bonus. That Bock is actually starting to taste pretty damn good now. Winning beer always tastes better. So, awesome. Thanks, Wicked Brewing, Great Expectations, for putting up prize. We've got a $50, I got a $50 voucher sitting there, so that will be my grain bill, possibly for the SJ Pour experiment. Speaking of the SJ Pour experiment, we have 7 days. 7, that's it. 7 days to get the numbers down. So far, I've got me, I've got Gasslug and Metal Brewer. They're going to be doing a collaborative brew together. They're in Australia. I have Denny McDonald. He's down in Dunedin. It was his birthday and he asked his partner to buy him some brew kit because he'd been doing kit and kilo. So he is going to be doing one of his first brew in a bags as the SJ Pour experiment. So thumbs up, Denny, mate, that's awesome, great stuff. I'm looking forward to seeing how that comes out. Also Fraser Breweries over in Australia, he is going to be doing a brew as well. And who else, somebody else, Jason Atkins. Jason Atkins, he's on the Real Beer forum, so I posted it up on the Real Beer forum for people to have a gander, and Jason got back to me and he's keen to do it as well. So this is great stuff. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a start. Okay. As I said, I don't know what we're going to do with the logistics of it until we get our final numbers. Now, speaking of logistics, I've sent beer to the States on quite a few occasions, and I've labelled it beer. Some of them I've labelled malt soda, or craft beer, or beer as a gift. Well, I sent over a beer package to Lamo 22, and I've been tracking it, and for 12 days it was sitting stalled, saying waiting for clearance. So Easter came and it went, and I thought, oh, let's sort this out, what the hell is going on? So I gave NZ Post a ring, and they have a little bit more detail. Apparently the beer's back in New Zealand. The day it arrived in the US, the customs person decided, I don't want to allow beer to be imported, so I'm going to send it back. This is after I've sent beer before and it's gone through fine. So it's currently sitting somewhere in Auckland, and I've asked for a report of what went on and why did it get sent back and rah-de-rah. But apparently there is a rule that you're not allowed to ship alcohol into the States unless you can ship alcohol into the States and the customs person lets it go through. So there's really no rule, it's just dumb luck or guessing. So, sorry Larry, mate, it cost me a bomb to get it over there. It's going to probably cost me a bomb to pay for it to come back as well. But I have to put beer in a suitcase and bring it over. That would be the easiest way to get beer into the States. So bloody hard. So in saying that, with this SJ Pour experiment, we might not be sending it to the States unless someone can come up with a foolproof way that we can guarantee that we can get this beer over to SJ. If we have a way to do that, if we know somebody that flies a plane, possibly, that can take it on board, I'm sure they won't mind taking 6 or 7 or 8 bottles of beer from different people and shipping it into a foreign land. Yeah, right. If anybody's had any experience with this and there's a tip, other than the dumb luck tip, please let me know, because I'd really like to be able to try and get this beer over there. But if we can't figure it out, we can't figure it out, and we just have to rely on the fact that US customs are and they won't allow beer in, even though it's a gift and it's tax paid and anyway, what else has been going on? Beer. Gotta drink beer. Oh, I'm gonna show you a bottle. You can get hold of this. Make sure I got it in shot. This is, it does look fuzzy because it's a 3D label. This is Bureaucracy's in triplicate. So I'm going to focus on that. 9.6%. This beer was stunning. Greg McGill, who he does beer reviews, and put a link on his channel on the bottom. He's one of the brewers with this. It's his brew name, Bureaucracy. I had the beer over Easter. It's a Tripel, and whoa, it's a session beer at 9.6%. If you can get hold of it, obviously people in the States can't because we can't send beer to the States. If you can get hold of it, grab one and give it a try. It is awesome. I was chatting to him the other day, and he says batch number 2 is going to be hitting the stores pretty soon in New Zealand, and it came out at 10.3, and it's even more sessionable. Now, what I mean by sessionable is that you can drink it and you cannot taste that alcohol. You can drink a whole glass of this, then try and stand up. Shit, it's good. What's happening here? Oh, look, my pits are working. I'm testing my kettle. Here's my kettle. The 2 lights are flashing on and off as it's coming close to the 80-degree temp. So my amps have fallen down from 16 down to nothing. 16 down to nothing. So it's slowly trying to creep it up. What a good little pid. Doesn't want to overshoot. So that is my kettle. So if you had seen the brewhouse build, you saw that I was testing this stuff out. Well, I've now got my kettle hooked up, wired up. There's its plugs in the back. I've got temperature probes into little sockets on the back along here. I've got a secondary temperature probe as well, so that I can hook it up to something else. Another thing to measure the temperature for. Got probes over here as well, so some sockets. This one is ready for the heat exchanger, and the other one will be the float level in the heat exchanger, so I know that it's got water in it before it starts cooking. But this is my kettle making this nice little hummy noise. Let's take the lid off, pardon me. So it's got water in it at the moment, but hey, that's its first wet test. I shot out and I saw Chris Banks, and I had an arrogant bastard with him. So look at this view. This is what Chris Banks, he walks out of his lounge and he looks at this view. This is great. So we sat there and we had the arrogant bastard. I thumbs up Chubby for telling me where to get it from. He noticed it was at the beer cellar, and he gave me a yell to say, hey, arrogant bastard's in at the beer cellar. Well, there's some stone brews in at the beer cellar, you better grab them. It was bloody good. It was actually quite a nice beer. It still had that hop flavour in, even though it was just past its best before date. But hey, best before date on beer, just age and they get better at that alcohol level. So me and Chris enjoyed that. So anyway, cheers Chubby. Now, there's been talk about keeping these homebrew Wednesdays down to the 5-minute mark. So this is part 1. Part 2 is coming up very soon. Nah, just kidding. I try and keep them down low, try and keep them short. Try and keep them short, but there's just too much to talk about. And as long as I can keep you guys entertained and you keep on watching them, I'll keep on poking them out there. But if you want me to try and cut it back down to 5 minutes, just put it in the comments box below and I'll do it. I'll just do 2 of them. Ha! Yeah, there you go. 2. Yeah. Oh, and Cheers, thank you, subbers, great stuff. Hit over 600 subbers over Easter. Far out. That crept up on me and slapped me around the face, something silly. I didn't see that happening. So the last thing I knew was I watched Tiny with his subber giveaway, and I went, oh, I wonder what I'm up to. And I looked at mine, it was like, whoa, okay, shit. So I might have to run a little competition, but I'm going to pull a number out of a hat, probably. Some number between 614 and 1000. And I'll keep that in my head. When that number hits, I'm going to send you some beer. As long as you don't live in the States, because then you're shit out of luck, really. So anyway, happy Homebrew Wednesday. Have yourself another one.